Okay, we're live on TikTok, we're live on Twitch, we're live on YouTube. Any second now we'll be live on TikTok. There we go. And there we are. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just make sure everything's where it should be, as usual. There we go. Okay. Hello everyone. Hello and welcome back to Farm Sim Friday. We are starting late tonight, but here I am. We're back for more Farm Sim Friday. We're going to be playing on Saxlingham again today. We'll give people a couple of minutes to join because we've only just started. But hello, how's everyone doing? How's everyone's week been? How's everyone's Friday? How are you doing, STFC? Welcome back. Hi. Good to see you again. And hello, Dre Dog. Thank you for the GGs and the heart me. How are you doing this evening? New background looks good. Thank you, STFC. I've gone Christmassy. Last Christmas, I didn't really bother with anything special on the live streams. But this year, I thought I'd try and push the boat out a little bit more, try and make things a little bit more Christmassy around here, help to get into the spirit. And obviously, I've got some tinsel around my steering wheel and my Lego as well, just for a bit of extra decoration. But I'm glad you like the Christmassy layout. Hey, Autistic Jasper, how you doing? And hello, Crawford. Draydog says, I'm fine, thanks. Was wondering why I was getting a notification about you live at 5. Yes, we are starting late tonight. The reason we're starting late tonight, I'll just dive in. The reason we're starting late tonight is because I've actually been watching Jingle Jam, the Yogscast charity fundraiser, which I watch every year. So that's why I've been a little bit late. I didn't want to miss Simon's important videos. It's my favourite part of the Jingle Jam every year. For those of you who don't know, Jingle Jam is a 14-day live stream marathon by a load of creators in the UK and worldwide to raise money for different charities. Like I say, it was started by the Yogscast, and the Yogscast are kind of like the main fundraiser for it every year. But that's where I've been today. I've been watching the Jingle Jam stream. They've raised almost 1.5 mil already, by the way, and it's only day 5 of 14, so they're doing very well. But anyway, now we're streaming. We are not raising money for charity, unfortunately, but we are back. We are playing some more Farming Sim. Hey Rebecca, what are the plans for Farming Sim tonight? We actually have quite a lot to be getting on with. For some reason I can't control the timescale with my side panel right now, so let me just turn the time down for a minute while we talk about what we're doing today. So first things first, off camera I have done a little bit of extra work. I've planted some crops in field 5 and 19. You may remember in the last stream we planted oats in field 2 and sweet corn in field 3. Off camera I've planted some sunflowers in field 7 here, and over in field 19, the next field over, I've planted some sorghum. So we've got lots of different crops planted. The idea is we're going to try and do a few different production chains this year. So the oats and corn are going to be used to make breakfast cereal, the sunflowers are going to be made into sunflower oil, and the sorghum here is going to be made into flour and then into bread. So we are going to need to do some fertilizing today. We've got a sprayer. Unfortunately, we don't have our own manure or slurry just yet, so we are going to have to spray chemical fertilizer for the time being. But we do have a sprayer. We've got this big Hardy... Which one is it? Hardy Centura. This is our sprayer. Happy Farming Friday, says Creepy Jerkman. How are you doing, Creepy Jerkman? And also Novo. Thank you for following Jaden. Feel free to pitch into Saul's Patreon. Thank you, Draydog. Yes, the Patreon board is vertical again today. I managed to get everyone's names on vertically, but I did have to write Patreon sideways. But thanks very much to Kate, Jess, Danny, Riley, P, Charlie, Dan, Amy, Marika, Aaron, Hannah, and El Alfie. We got 12 names on the board, which is absolutely incredible. That is by far the most names we've ever had on the board at one time. So I'm very, very happy for everyone who's supporting me over there. But getting back to the game, we do have the spraying to do. We got to spray the crops with fertilizer. We also have to do something about the wool, because we currently have 5 3/4 of a pallet of wool here, and the best time to sell wool is apparently in May. Let me just double check that in the crop calendar. Right down at the bottom. Right down at the very bottom. Happy holidays. Thank you, Declan. How are you doing? Right down at the bottom, because they're all in alphabetical order. Wool. Okay, so the best time to sell wool is in May. It's currently April, so tomorrow in game will be the best time to sell this. We have currently 5 full pallets and 1 almost full. There'll probably be another full pallet by tomorrow. And also the lambs. We got lambs in the last stream. They're only 1 month old, little babbies. But there they are. The grass is starting to grow quite a lot in the sheep pasture as well. And how are they doing for food? We should probably check that. Animals. They're doing good. Oh, it says grass is at 0, so we might be best putting a fresh bale in. That'd probably be a good place to start. Let's give the sheep some grass, shall we? We'll leave the pallet fork here, because we're going to have to go and grab the bale shredder. The problem is the grass is quite long here. I don't want to lose the pallet fork. I don't want to put it down and forget where I've put it because of the grass. There we go. We won't forget it there. It's next to the wall. How are the spiders? The spider's good. I've only got the 1 spider, but he's doing very good. He's keeping well. I'm hoping... I've been trying to get a few pictures of him lately, because people have been asking when I'm going to post more pictures of Amber. So I've been deliberately trying to catch him when I can and get some nice pictures of him. Hopefully before the end of the year I'll share a few more. But he's doing well. He's eaten a couple of days ago. Farming Friday! It is Farming Friday, Eoig, Peyton. How are you doing today? Welcome back. Do you remember me, says Owen? I do, Owen. How are you doing today? Quite a few people for such a late night stream. Normally, when I start my streams late, they don't get as many views. But there's 15 people here right now. That's not bad in the first 10 minutes. Well, it's not bad for me in the first 10 minutes. I'm good, how are you? I'm very good, Owen, thank you. Okay, we've come to pick up the bale shredder, by the way. I love this. I do love the Massey Ferguson skid steer, but it is very slow. Okay, so first we need the bale spike. Rebecca said, this time last week I was being told not to beg it for enjoying a joke you made. Oh, yeah. Don't worry, Rebecca, the trolls aren't here yet. They'll probably turn up later, but they normally don't pick up on the stream straight away. It takes like half an hour or so before they find it. So enjoy the quiet while you can. Okay, we just want 1 off the top. Pop this down. Love what you're doing. Thank you, Alfie. Okay, just strap that back down so nothing falls off. And also, by the way, just want to remind everyone, there are only 3 episodes left on this map, because in the new year we are going to be moving on to Kinlake, the Scottish map. So we don't actually have too much longer on Saxlingham. I would like to get a full harvest done before we finish on this map. And I'd also like to do some productions, so I'm thinking if we can get the fertilization done today, if we can get all the spraying done, then next week we'll do the harvesting, and the week after, which will be the last episode on this map, we'll do all the productions. You know, make some sunflower oil, make some breakfast cereal, make some bread, and then get it all sold and figure out what our final score is on this map. And I think I mentioned before that my plan when we move to Kinlake, I'm planning on carrying over our progress from this map. So the way that I'm going to do that is basically we're going to keep all of the equipment that we have on this map and take that over to Kinlake with us. And however much money we finish up with on this map, that's how much money we're going to start with on Kinlake. Because it just makes more sense to me to do it that way rather than starting again from scratch. I feel like when I'm only playing the game once a week, and usually once every 2 weeks, I don't really have enough time to make significant progress. So I think by giving myself a little bit of a head start on Kinlake, by keeping the equipment that we've got from this map, it'll just let us get into the bigger stuff a little bit quicker. And you know, we can just role play it and say that I've moved to a new farm, but I've taken all my equipment with me, or something like that. We can bullshit it enough to make sense. Oh shit, that's quite a tight turn. I saw you Lego in a video my brother did, the Lego crane and Eiffel Tower out of Lego. Nice one. The official Eiffel Tower, because that's an expensive set. The new one. What a dream set, though. That would be fantastic. There's a lot of those really, really big Lego sets that if I had the budget for them, I would love to get. I've always wanted the Ultimate Collector's Series Millennium Falcon and Imperial Star Destroyer from Lego Star Wars. The Titanic from a couple of years back, that's a really iconic set that I'd love to have. And obviously the Eiffel Tower, that looks fantastic. But they're all really big, expensive sets, and way, way outside my price range, I'm afraid. I hope you got the TikTok situation sorted, says Draydog. I didn't, actually, Draydog. No, I appealed the report, and it was turned down. So I still have a strike against my account, which is absolute bullshit, but that's what it is. What's the strike for? Says Richard. Oh, if you haven't checked out my latest video, please do go and check it out. It's about 6 minutes long. It's not too long, but I talk in that video about the situation with content moderation on TikTok. Basically, TikTok moderation is absolutely fucked. The live stream moderation is fucked. The comment moderation is fucked. I have received so many hate comments on my profile in the year and a half that I've been doing this, and TikTok never does anything about it. But the other day, I made a sarcastic comment about trans people, which was clearly intended to be a sarcastic comment, and I got a strike on my account for that. So the people who come into my comment section and tell me to jump off a cliff, that's fine. There's absolutely no repercussions to that. But me making a sarcastic joke about trans people, of which I am one, nope, that's unacceptable. I now have a permanent strike on my TikTok account for that. So thanks, TikTok. Thanks very much. I think we could fit another bale in there. Let's go and get another. W TikTok says HM17, original. Very original comment there from HM17. I also do want to just mention, by the way, again, I touched upon it in that video, But in the new year, I really want to start to shift away from TikTok. Don't get me wrong, I love you guys. I love my viewers on TikTok. I've had a lot of fun here on TikTok. The community has been great. I enjoy streaming. I enjoy chatting. But the platform itself is a complete disaster. And in the new year, I really want to try and focus more on YouTube and Twitch. So if you have either of those platforms, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, please, please, please do go and follow and subscribe to my Twitch and YouTube channels. Because like I say, in the new year, I'm not quitting TikTok. I'm still going to be streaming on TikTok, and I'm still going to be posting videos on TikTok. But in the new year, I want to start focusing more on TikTok and on YouTube and Twitch. Because, to be quite honest, I am getting really sick of TikTok's bullshit. This strike was really like the last straw, but it's been going on for a while now. I've been having my live streams reported every single day. I've, got so many negative comments on my profile that TikTok does nothing about. I'm just really pissed off with how poorly TikTok moderates itself. So yeah, in the new year, I'm going to be focused. I'll still be on TikTok, but I'll be focusing more on YouTube and Twitch. So please do go and check those out if you're interested. I would like Twitch to become my main platform for streaming, and YouTube to become my main platform for videos. Thanks for following Stage 4, my brother, and ETS2 Starlines. How are you doing? So no more TikTok lives? No, I'll still be live. I will still be live on TikTok, Draydog, don't worry. I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere, it's just that there'll be more of a focus on the other platforms. And in all honesty, I think my content suits YouTube and Twitch better than TikTok anyway. Like, the gaming live streams are much more suited to Twitch than they are to TikTok. And the videos, that I like to make longer videos, whereas TikTok favours shorter stuff. So I think YouTube is a much better platform for the videos that I make as well. I love TikTok. I've enjoyed the time that I've spent on TikTok, and I will continue to be active on TikTok. But I really do feel like, YouTube and Twitch are better platforms for the kind of content that I make. So I want to focus on them a bit more, and on TikTok a bit less, if that makes sense. Are you on any gender care, says Souls? I'm not, Souls. Thank you for following, by the way, Fernando Maricruz. I'm not on any... I haven't started my medical transition. No hormones, no surgeries, or anything like that. I do intend to do hormone therapy at some point. That is very much something that is important to me. Surgery, I'm not really bothered about. But yeah, at the minute, I've not medically transitioned in any way. Okay, here we go. Second bale. Wait, back it up a bit. Oh. And... there we go. Thanks for following Skillback. I'm noticing as well, I noticed it with the first bale. I think the bales are just a bit too heavy for this skid steer. You can see the back wheel is lifting up off the ground there. So maybe this skid steer wasn't the wisest purchase. Let's have the beacon light on. There we go. They've officially started, says Rebecca. Indeed they have. Are you on any waiting lists for it, says Souls? No, Souls, no. I'm not on... I didn't want to sign up for the NHS waiting list because it's so long that I'd still be on it now, even if I'd signed up 5 years ago. I really want to go private, but I don't really have the financial stability to do that just yet. I want to wait till it's something that I can actually afford. But yeah, like I say, I do intend to do it, but I intend to, wait till I'm in a better position financially, and then pursue private treatment rather than through the NHS. Not because I disagree with the NHS providing gender-affirming care, they should, but because the gender-affirming care that they do provide is in an absolute shocking state right now. Just like the rest of the NHS is in a shocking state right now because it's been defunded constantly for the last 50 years. But no politics. Let's keep politics out of today's stream, shall we? Let's not go down that rabbit hole. There we go. Slowly. And drop. Oh wait, no. We don't do it like that. We gotta press this. There we go. I can turn that off now because it's distracting me already. Okay. We could fit one more bale in there, but I think that'll be enough for these for the sheep for today. I will take the bale shredder back to the yard, and then I'll bring this back here for the pallet fork. Mr. Quavs, 300 people ended up in A&E for small cuts on their hand. It's bull. I do agree that A&E, I think a lot of people do abuse the A&E service. There are definitely a lot of people who go to A&E unnecessarily. But saying that, I can understand it to an extent. I've definitely been in that position where I've had a medical problem and I've been really worried that it's something serious, and then it turns out to not be, I think people do abuse the service, and I think people do go to A&E when they shouldn't be going to A&E, but like I say, to some extent I can understand it. I can understand when people are like, oh my god, I need to go to A&E, I need this treated immediately. Thanks for following, Ash57. Merry Christmas, Harv. Hey, Jerex, how you doing? A lot of people would probably have given up streaming by now, but you haven't, says Draydog. No, that's very true, Draydog. I have no intention of stopping streaming, don't worry. I love doing this, and I genuinely do believe that I can be successful with it. I do believe that if I stick at it, that it really could become something that I could make a living off of, And I'm not going to let people stand in the way of that, I'm not just going to let a few trolls on the internet make me give it up, I love doing it. It's fun. The conversation's great. I enjoy talking to people and hopefully answering people's questions, and as I've always said, one of the main points of me streaming is to be an open book for people to talk to me and me to answer any questions you might have. I really do love doing it. A few trolls is nothing that I can't handle, really. You should put a gate at both sides, says Jerex. Unfortunately, I can't, Jerex. The fence isn't actually mine. The fence was already there. That was just a normal field that I'd turned into a yard. So the fence and the gate can't be rearranged at all. Which is a shame, because it would make sense to have a gate closer to the crossroads. What tractor brand do you like the most in Farming Sim, says Ash57. I am a big New Holland fan. I've always been a New Holland fan. My granddad used to drive a New Holland T6, I believe it was. This was way back when I was a kid and I used to go to work with him on the farm. So I've always really liked New Holland. We've got 2 New Holland tractors at the minute. We've got a T8000 series, which I believe is from the late 90s. And we've got an older TM series. Okay, just gonna put this pallet fork back on. And we could leave this here. We can just leave it right there, because we are going to need that tomorrow to load the wool pallets onto. We're going to be selling the wool tomorrow. Yeah, these are my 2 tractors. Quick tractor tour. Here we have the New Holland T8050. This is from the new Highlands Fishing DLC. Great tractor. But I much prefer the TM series. We've got a TM 190 here. This is one of my favourite tractors of all time. I love the New Holland TM series. We had this tractor in Osada back in Farming Sim 22. As soon as I saw it on the mod hub for Farming Sim 25, I had to download it. Great tractor. I love it. And we've also got a Volvo Crabber, which isn't really that useful for field work because it's very, very low powered, but you know, we can use it to move small trailers about and stuff like that. What about John Deere, says Jerex? I'll be honest, I'm not really a big John Deere fan, to be honest. I've just never really got John Deere. I mean, they're okay. I feel like John Deere's much more popular in America. Like, John Deere are huge in America, and there are plenty of John Deeres here in the UK as well. But I feel like in the US, everyone's favourite tractor is John Deere. And here, they're good tractors. They're good tractors, but not my favourite. Like I say, I'm definitely a New Holland enjoyer at heart. Isn't Claas a tractor company? They are, yes. We don't currently own any Claas tractors, but we do have the fantastic 6900 Lexion. And, of course, Claas make quite a lot of farming equipment, balers, mowers, all that kind of stuff. But I think they're most known for their combines. What am I doing here? I'm going to have a quick look. Okay, nothing of interest in there. I think we'll fast forward to May, actually, so that we can start selling some of these pallets and start spraying some of our crops. Oh, not there. Osk says, I would say top 3 in the UK is Claas, John Deere, and JCB. I'm not sure about that. I think you could be right with John Deere. Maybe even Claas. I don't think JCB are in the top 3 when it comes to tractors. They definitely, you know, in terms of like construction equipment and stuff like that, JCB is a very big name. But they don't actually do many tractors apart from the Fast Track series. I think if we were talking purely in terms of tractors, I would say John Deere, Claas, and New Holland would be the big 3. Although Case are quite big as well. We don't have any Cases at the minute, but I'm a big Case fan too. In fact, if we look under brands, we can see exactly what's available from each manufacturer. There we go, a lot of options from Case, 5 different tractors from Case, and we got a couple of older ones through mods as well. Fendt is bigger, says Charlie. Fendt are very big as well, and I am a big Fendt fan. That's Fendt with a D, the tractor brand, not any other kind of Fendt that I may or may not be a fan of. Please don't take that out of context. But I enjoy Fendt, the tractor company. They make some good tractors, you know. Oh, they do some tiny tractors as well for crops like grapes and olives, which are very good. But I am a big fan of the Vario series, definitely. Oh, thank you for following on Twitch, HS Twitchy UK. Thank you very much. How are you doing? Opinions on Ford tractors, says Ash. I'm a big Ford fan. Obviously, Ford went on to become New Holland. Not just Ford, they merged with... Who did they merge with to become New Holland? I can't remember. Ford basically became New Holland. So I'm a big Ford fan as well. And there's some... I think we've actually got a couple of Ford tractors. Yeah, let's just... we got the big Versatiles from the Plains and Prairies DLC, and we've also got some smaller ones. Some good ones here. They merged with Fiat Agri. Of course they did. Of course they did, Ash. I should have known that, because if we go to New Holland real quick... If I can find it. The New Holland TM series, which is one of the tractors that I currently own... Where is it? There we go. This is also available in Fiat Red. So it was Ford and Fiat that merged to become New Holland. Thanks for following War Sniper on Twitch as well. Have you got a keyboard? Says Jerex. I do have a keyboard, Jerex. It's over here. That's in front of my second monitor. Anyway. We got a bit distracted with tractor talk. We do actually have work to do, so let's have a quick look. Now is the best time to sell wool, so I'm gonna take a tractor down to... Let's take the New Holland TM. We got to go and pick up the trailer first. The why can I not shift up? Sometimes it doesn't let me shift gears properly in this tractor. Yeah, it's opening and closing the window. There we go, I'll just use the keyboard. We're going to go and get the trailer from the bakery, which we're going to use to transport the wool pallets to the farmer's market. Can we have the lights on in this one? We can, good. This game's the best farming game, easy, says Jerex. I agree, Jerex. I love Farming Sim. And they joined Case to make CNH. What's CNH? Oh, Case New Holland. Makes sense. Yeah, because Case used to be International Harvester. Well, it's technically still are International Harvester. Thanks for following I Love UK and Donald Mustards. Thanks very much. Do you love England? Loaded question. I do love the land itself. I think it's a very beautiful country with some very beautiful places. See some of my Peak District videos. The English people, not so much. I say that as an English person. What map are you on, says Military? I am on Saxlingham, which is based in Norfolk. Are you streaming Christmas Day? I'm not streaming Christmas Day, no. My last stream of the year is probably going to be... It might be Farm Sim Friday, actually. There will be a Farm Sim Friday on the on the 18th. No, the 19th, sorry. There'll be a Farm Sim Friday on the 19th. And then I might do a Sci-Fi Sunday on the 21st. I don't know yet. But either way, either the 19th or 21st will be the last stream of the year. Well, last stream before Christmas. On the 29th, I'm going to be doing my end-of-year stream. If you care about your fans, you should be streaming Christmas Day. No. No. maybe controversial, but no, I don't care about my fans enough to stream on Christmas Day. I don't care about my fans more than my own family. Sorry, fans. So no, I think I'll spend Christmas Day with my family, not TikTok. Sad person says I love UK and Donald Mustard. Yeah, you know what's really sad? People who spend Christmas with their families. What are you talking about? I'm going to turn the beacon off because it's right in my eyes. It's very distracting, I'm sorry. Normally I have it up here, but it's right in my eye line today. I don't want to lose my vision. It's gone bloody quick this year, says Harry. It really has. It has been a very swift year, it feels like. Christmas is so expensive for presents, I can't lie. Very true, Jerex, very true. Especially, you know, I've got quite a big family, quite a lot of people to shop for. I normally put a hard limit on how much I'm going to spend for each person. This year it's 25 quid for the siblings and 15 quid for the parents. And bear in mind, siblings, that includes my 2 brothers, 2 sisters, my dad's partner's 2 kids, so that's 6 people with 25 quid each. And then my parents is my mum, dad, stepmum, my dad's partner, and my stepmum's partner, so that's 5 people on the 15 quid tier. And then there's also my nephew. He gets a bit extra because he's only 3. He gets about 50 quid. So once you add all that up, it's costed me about 300 quid, which I think is more than enough. You know, if I had a smaller family, they might get a bit more money per person, but I've got to be conservative with my spending when I've got so many people to shop for. I can't see the bottom of the pallet because the grass is so overgrown here. There we go. Rebecca says we have 11 nieces and nephews combined, so the adults don't get gifts anymore. Honestly, that's fair. That's fair, Rebecca. It's been Christmas every month for our energy company, says Pappy Chuckle. Yeah, you're not wrong. They've been making bank this year. Oh, I got 2 pallets at once here. Let's see if we can not lose them. Do you know who Donald Mustard is? I don't know who Donald Mustard is, actually. No, I've got a feeling you're probably going to tell me. Oh shit, I've caught the corner of that other pallet. Ignoring me then? I literally just read your comment out. Oh shit. Why won't this one go on? There we go. Buy presents on Black Friday, it's so much cheaper. Very true, Jerex, yep. I do normally wait till Black Friday to do most of my Christmas shopping, just because that's obviously the best deals. I normally... Sometimes I'll have a couple of presents in mind beforehand. Like a couple of people, I'll already know what I want to get them. But then, normally I wait till, like, Black Friday, see what I can get, you know, see what deals I can get, and then just before Christmas, on, like, the 21st, 22nd, I'll, like, go round town and just pick up a last couple of bits and pieces, you know, stocking fillers, socks, shower gel, that, you know, that kind of stuff that when you're a kid you hate getting for Christmas, but when you're an adult you really love it. Like, please buy me as much shower gel as possible so I don't have to spend money on it. Oh my god, there's so much wool here. I didn't realise how much wool we'd actually made. I think we're going to make 2 trips, to be honest. There's 4 pallets. We got 4 pallets on the trailer. There's 4 more pallets here. Let's just make 2 trips. Let's not push our luck. Oh shit, have I... Okay, there's not actually enough space to properly turn around here. I'll turn around backwards. There we go. Wait, where's the sell point for this? Farmer's Market, which is... I'll just tag place. I think it's... Oh, it's that one in the bottom corner. Okay, that's miles away. I thought it was where we bought the animals, but apparently not. Okay, off we go then. Saul Ashbridge says, I love UK and Donald Mustard. Okay, everyone, he did the thing. He did the thing that the trolls always do, where they look at my profile and see my name and then act as if they've just doxed me. Like, my name is in my profile. My full legal name is in my profile. It's Saul Ashbridge. You didn't dox me. That's public information. Do you know why people are wishing they were Japanese? I don't, Jarex, no. Do enlighten me. Can you do the beacon? I'll put the beacon on for a minute. I'm going to move the beacon light up to here so that it's out of my eye line. It's blocked by the mic because it was really getting in my eyes earlier. Saul Rose Ruby Ashbridge Industries says, I love UK and Donald Mustard. Yep, that is my full name. Once again, it's publicly available information that I've shared in many videos. If you type Saul Rose Ruby Ashbridge into Facebook, I am the first result. Go and troll me there if you insist. Publicly available information. Thank you. No problem, Joe. No problem. Jay says, I'm going to dox you. You play Farming Sim. Honestly, that is the level of doxing that these people actually do and think they've really done something. Jarek says, any video about Japan is them saying how much they wish they were. Says Jarek. Oh, yeah, I'm familiar with those kind of people. As someone who is actually quite into Japan and who's, you know, been learning Japanese for about 10 years, I have encountered my fair share of people who are, like, really, really obsessed with Japan. I like Japan, I like Japanese things, but people do take it to the extreme, where they're like, oh, I really wish that I'd been born in Japan, I really wish I was a real Japanese person. Like, okay, you don't need to be that obsessive, come on. Hello, Bertie Boys on Twitch, how are you doing today? Let's hear your Japanese, says Jerex. Ask me a question, and I'll try and answer it in Japanese. When I say I've been learning Japanese for 10 years, by the way, it's been very off and on. There have been, like, quite long periods where I kind of dropped it, but I always, like, come back eventually and pick it back up. And for the last few months or so, I've been really trying to get back into it. I like your sweater today. Thank you, Bertie Boys. Do you think me learning Italian is a good idea, but respond in Japanese, says Jerex? Okay. Well, I know that Italian is Italia go. In Japanese, if you want to say the name of a language, you basically just put the name of the country with the word go after it. So Italian would be Italia go, Japanese is Nihongo, etc., etc. Do I think you learning Italian is a good idea, but respond in Japanese? Hang on a minute. Just let me sell this wool first, because I'm in the wrong place. I think I made this mistake last time I was here. Here it is. There we go. And also, while I'm here, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of I Love UK and Donald Mustard, because he's winding me up at this point. Had enough of that. Oh, I've just accidentally launched Audacity on my computer. Excuse me a minute. Okay. Continuing. What was the question again? Do you think me learning Italian is a good idea? I'm really going to embarrass myself right now by showing how little Japanese I actually know, having learned it for almost 10 years. I'm thinking. What's idea? I don't think I actually know the Japanese for idea. If someone could tell me that, then we'd be off to a good start. Do you use Duolingo for it, says Rebecca? I used to use Duolingo. I stopped using Duolingo a while ago when they started like relying so heavily on AI. I use an app called AirLearn now, which is quite similar to Duolingo. But you should, if you're learning another language, a language learning app it's a good starting point, but you shouldn't rely just on that. Like you won't really learn. You won't achieve fluency in a language by just using like Duolingo or whatever app you choose to use. You should be like immersing yourself in the language, you know, watch stuff in that, watch TV programs in that language, listen to music in that language, try and speak, like actually speak to people in that language to help you practice. You shouldn't rely on just apps because you won't really get very far. Idea is Japanese for idea, so it's just a loan word. I see. Okay. Sorry, Jerex, I'm miles away again. Learning Italian is a good idea. Okay. Italian or... I'm thinking. I'm piecing it together. Yeah, I wouldn't hold down a very good conversation, as you can tell, because it takes me so long to piece together the sentences in my head. This is what I really struggle with. Reading and reading and listening, I'm not too bad with. Like if you said something to me in Japanese, or wrote something, I could decode it. But then I struggle to do the opposite. I struggle to like put sentences together. You know, like speaking and like listening I'm okay with, but speaking I struggle with. And same with reading and writing. I can read, but I struggle to write. Jarek says, have you got a Japanese language book with every important word into Japanese? I don't have any physical textbooks at the minute, no. When I was at university, I used a book called Nihongo no Isogashi Ito, Japanese for Busy People, great textbook, highly recommend. Lots of great like conversational Japanese. It's designed for like business people going to Japan for like a short trip, you know, so it just teaches you basic conversational stuff. But a really good, really useful series of books. Again, that's Nihongo Isogashi to, Japanese for busy people. But to answer your question, Jerex, イタリア語を勉強しては素晴らしいと、素晴らしいアイディア。I'm stuck. And yes, it did take me 5 full minutes to answer that very simple question. But thank you very much. Like I say, listening and reading, I'm okay with. Speaking and writing, I struggle with more. And the reason for that is it's quite hard to find language partners. When I was at university, I ran a Japanese language society. So there was a lot of opportunity there to actually speak to people face to face. And over the years, I've had a couple of Japanese pen pals who I've spoken to on Skype and WhatsApp and stuff like that. But recently, I'd say like the last couple of years, I've struggled to find like conversation partners. So I haven't had as much opportunity to practice my speaking. Skype is a throwback, says Rebecca. Oh, isn't it just? Yeah, I used Skype. I was using Skype to talk to a Japanese pen pal back in 2019, I think. Which honestly was after Skype had become irrelevant, but oh, please. Okay, I'm okay. Fine. I'll take this pallet that's got one single bag of wool on it. Shall I? If that's going to make you happy, game, I'll move this one single bag of wool. And then I'll come back for the next pallet. Is that what you want? Is that what you want me to do? Why did you make it fall over? It fell over because I was trying to put that pallet on top of it. One thing this game does really badly is physics. Particularly with pallets, when you try to put one pallet on top of another one, it just doesn't like that. It just doesn't like you doing that. Which is ridiculous, because they're designed to be stacked, you know? Pallets are made for stacking. But the game has a problem with it. That one's going to fall off. There it goes. I knew that was going to happen. Remake it in the Source Engine, says Pappy Chuckle. Honestly, Farming Sim with Source Engine physics, that would be cool. I gotta head off, I'll see you next time. See you later, Jerex. Thanks for joining. This feels like watching Peter Griffin trying to get the bullfrog back in the box. I'm going to have to be honest with you, Rebecca. I do not understand the reference. I don't really watch Family Guy. But I will take your word for it that that was a fresh and topical reference. I'm not really a Family Guy person, to be honest. I've just never really been that into Family Guy. I'm a big Simpsons enjoyer, though. Classic Simpsons, obviously. Golden era Simpsons, not the new bollocks. Bonjour, Spooky Satan. How are you doing today? Or should we say konbanwa, since we're on the subject of Japan at the moment, or we were a few minutes ago. All good. Daijobu. And yes, I will be taking every opportunity to show off my Japanese now for the rest of the stream. I've got to make up for the appallingly slow answer to Jarek's question earlier. You support farmers, says Joe. I do support farmers, yes, Joe. It's a very thankless job, I think. They definitely don't get the credit that they deserve for the work that they do. Did anyone actually notice how many pallets of wool I... did anyone notice how much wool... did any... Shut up. Start again. Did anybody notice how much money I got for selling the last 4 pallets of wool? That's what I was trying to say. I could look it up in the finances if not. I mean, I don't think you could even read it on the screen. You can't read it on the screen because it's covered by snow on my live overlay. So I'll tell you how much we made from that first load. We made finances 20,000. Lovely. But they do make daft decisions like Brexit, says Spooky Satan. Very true, Spooky Satan. We can all make mistakes. The thing is, we can all make mistakes, but not all of us can admit to making mistakes. I think that's very true. And I think there are definitely certain people out there who still, 8 years later, refuse to admit that they made a mistake by voting Leave. But respect to those people who voted Leave and now see the error of their ways, you know. Rather than those who are still smashing their head against the wall and insisting that it was the right decision, because it quite plainly was not. It was possibly the worst political decision in British history. And now I'm going to steer the conversation away from politics again before we get too deep into it, because I don't want a shit show in my comment section. Let's say no more about it. Let's just say my opinion's right and anyone who disagrees is wrong. And we'll move on. How about that? We'll compromise. Hi, David. How you doing? Okay, we do have slightly less wool this time because we had 4 full pallets before, and now we've only got 3 full pallets plus a little bit. So we should probably get about 17 grand, I'm going to say. And then we'll get onto the spraying after this. We got 4 fields to spray. It's a very quick job spraying. There isn't really, you know, the equipment's very wide. Okay, here we go. 15.5. Okay, that's a shame. Why does this feel faster than an actual tractor when you're behind one on the road, says Spooky Satan. I think they do it on purpose. Most modern tractors can do 30, you know. I think they do it to wind you up. I'm joking, of course. So, you know, in all seriousness, I mean, this one does 30, and it's a fairly old tractor, so... As long as they pull over when there's a certain amount of cars behind them, I'm fine with it. Which, to be fair, some of them do. A lot of farmers do at least have the courtesy to be like, oh, there's 15 cars behind me, maybe I'll pull over for a minute. But some don't. Some deliberately just sit there and watch the queue pile up behind them. That's not an attack on farmers, by the way. Respect to farmers. Right, I think we should take this back to the bakery, because we're going to need it for selling bread in a while. Oh, wrong button. That's the shop menu I meant to indicate. Oh, we do actually have a few pallets of bread as well. I don't think it's a good time to sell bread, though. Let's have a quick look. There should be a search function for the price menu, rather than having to scroll all the way up. The price isn't that bad at the minute. Although, actually... the peak is 6k and it's currently 5k, so yeah, I think we'll wait. We'll sell in December. I'm not sure what we're going to do about breakfast cereal either, because we don't actually have a cereal factory. And we can't really afford one. I think they cost 150 grand. Although they might have a compact version, like they do with the oil mills and stuff like that. We'll have to have a look. We'll look into it. I think we might go till 7 today as well, by the way. I just want to quickly mention that. Shorter stream than usual, but I feel like there's not really that much that needs to be done today. And it's a fairly quiet stream, so if you guys don't mind, I think we'll finish at 7 o'clock rather than doing the full 3 hours. Rebecca says, I like that you use your indicators and then drive on both sides of the road. Hey, look. I'm not a good driver, but I'm a courteous driver. That means I use my indicators, but I don't stay on the right side of the road. Okay, we'll switch to the big New Holland for the spraying. I think we could probably do it with the small one, but let's give this a run out. Having to manually shift all the way up to 20th gear there, by the way, because this gearbox doesn't work for Farming Sim. Should I get a farm stick? Is it worth it? Says Unlucky. I don't actually have a farm stick, Unlucky, but I was considering getting one a while ago, because I have heard good things about it. It's Thrustmaster, you know, and they are a great brand. They're definitely a brand that I trust. My gear shifter here is from Thrustmaster, and I've been looking at some of their wheels for a future upgrade. From what I've seen and heard, the farm stick is very good. So yeah, I'd get it if you can afford it. Go for it. Okay, what about this one? Oh, this one's got a good flash as well. Now, we don't have any fertilizer, I'm just realising. None at all? Do we not even have, like, a pallet somewhere? Ah, there's something down here. What is it? Oh, there's 2 down here. There's 3. Okay, that's just a decorative one, that's empty. That's also just a decorative one, apparently. And, well, they can't all just be decorative, surely. Let me just check. Let me back the sprayer up just in case, because it normally, if they were actual pallets, they would, you know, when I look at them, it'd tell you what's in it. But it's not telling me that there's anything in them, so I think these are just decorative. I don't remember buying any pallets of fertilizer, so yeah, it's not giving me the option to refill there. They are just decorative. Looks like we're gonna have to buy one. They're there for the vibes, exactly, Rebecca. The thing that annoys me is that they do have the fertilizer symbol on them, which implies that they have fertilizer in them. I think if they're just decorative, they should have no symbol on. Minor complaint. Okay, fertilizer, consumables, liquid fertilizer. Helm or Corteva? Let's go Corteva. I think we'll only need 1. It depends how quickly it gets used, to be honest. Wait, another thing. We didn't actually check the lime situation in any of our fields. It's too late now because we've already planted, but did we ever find out? Do any of these need lime? I guess we don't know because we never did precision farming on this map. We never scanned, we never took soil samples, so we don't know what quality the soil is. And again, it's a bit late now because we've already planted this year's crop and we're not going to be doing another harvest on this map. So, well, guess we're just not going to get max yield. To be honest, there is a lot that we didn't get to do on this map. There's a lot of fields we never got to look at. There's a lot of equipment that we never got to try. I do think it's a shame that, you know, we're almost at the end of this series, you know. I'm looking forward to Kinlake, but it's, you know, by nature of me only playing this once a week or once every couple of weeks, I just don't have time to do like a 30, 40 episode series on this map. We really do only have time to play on each map for like 10 episodes before it's time to move on to the next one, you know. But yeah, it's sad that we're only 8 episodes into this and knowing that there's only going to be 2 more before we move on to the next map. There we go. Punter says, bought that pack with all the stuff on stream and Nordic Horizons today. Nice one, Punters. Have you played it yet? I've actually been playing a lot of it. I've been really enjoying the Nordic Horizons DLC. I'm looking forward to playing more of it on stream next week. I think I might even do a convoy, so if anyone out there owns the new Nordic Horizons DLC and you'd like to play it with me, I think I'm going to be doing a convoy this Tuesday coming. But yeah, I've really enjoyed the map so far. I've had so much fun with it. I've visited mainly Norway, but I've been to a couple of places in Sweden. What's Nordic Horizons, says Rebecca? It's the new DLC for Euro Truck Simulator. It adds in, I think, 40 new cities in the north of Norway, Sweden and Finland. And they also released a new forest machinery DLC at the same time, so there's new forest equipment that you can deliver, which is very cool. And of course, there's a lot of projects. Like, honestly, Euro Truck right now, there's so much going on. There's the Nordic Horizons DLC has just released. They're also working on an Iceland DLC. They're doing an Ireland DLC. They're remaking the UK to make it to scale with the rest of the map and add new towns and cities. They're working on Project Coaches, which looks amazing. There really is so much amazing stuff going on with Euro Truck at the minute. It really feels like a good time to be getting into Euro Truck. If you've never played it before, if you're one of those people who's always been on the fence about Euro Truck, now is a great time to get into the game. And, as Punter says, they're bringing it to console next year as well. It is a really good time to be a Euro Truck fan. It genuinely is. I'm just realising, by the way, this tractor, big old tyres, and that field has already got crops growing in it, which we don't want to destroy. So it might be wise if I quickly went back to the shop and got some row tyres on my tractor. Let me go and do that. When you do convoys, do people that join bring their own trucks they upgraded? Yes, Pappy Chuckle. When you join a convoy, you keep whatever truck you're currently driving, as long as it's a truck that you actually own. So yeah, just all you have to do is you join the convoy. There's like a login page where you have to put in the convoy name and password. But it's you join the convoy. You use whichever truck you want to drive. Like I say, you have to be driving before you join the convoy, and it keeps whichever truck you're driving at the time. And then at the end of the convoy, you can actually choose whether you want to keep the progress that you've made during the convoy. So like if you've done a few deliveries and you've made a bit of money, you can choose whether you actually want to keep that as part of your main save, or you can abandon it and carry on without. It's actually very well done, the convoy mode in Euro Truck. When are you next playing Euro Truck? Next Thursday? No, it's going to be Tuesday. Next Euro Truck stream is going to be Tuesday. Do you do all the same job on convoys? You can do, Pappy Chuckle, yes. You don't have to. You can just do individual jobs. But the way convoys work is you can take a job that someone else has accepted. So if I take a job and there's like 3 other people in the convoy, they can all just click on my profile and like press take this job, and then we can all do the exact same delivery from the exact same place to the exact same place, which is really cool. Like I say, it's very intuitive, it's very well designed, and I will be doing a convoy. I think I'll probably be doing a convoy in Tuesday's stream, next Tuesday. Okay, here's the narrow tyres. They actually look quite good on this tractor as well. Yeah, I like that, because they're not too narrow. I've always said some tractors suit narrow tyres, and some tractors really do not. I think this suits. I think these look good on this tractor. Some tractors just look really stupid with narrow tyres on, though. But I think they work well on this. Maybe the back's a little bit silly, but from the front, looks great. I'll try to be there. Thank you, punters. Thank you. The convoy max is 8 players, by the way. which we probably won't hit. I think the most we've ever had is 4 players. But yeah, just bear in mind there is an 8-player max, so if it gets busy, you might not be able to join, but I don't think you'll have a problem, really. What time will your stream be? Most likely 3 till 6, as usual. Okay, what time are we on? It's 6:15. Can we get 4 fields sprayed in 45 minutes? I think we can. The sprayer is very quick. It's a very big piece of equipment. It doesn't take too long to spray a field with a sprayer this wide. I don't think we have to worry too much about time. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay, this field will take 2 minutes, literally. This is going to be such a quick job. Steering assist, 1 headland. I don't think we even need a headland, to be honest. I don't think we can turn headlands off. We have to do at least 1. But honestly, a field this size, with a piece of equipment this big, I wouldn't even bother with a headland. No. Whoa, I didn't want to hire an AI worker there. Steering assist, please. There we go. And go. And we're spraying. First application of fertilizer. We do need to make, I think, 2 applications for the max yield, so we'll do another spray in the next stream. And we'll probably harvest in the next stream as well, like I say. And then the last episode will be selling everything, basically. All of our produce. This is another one of those jobs where it's very hard to tell where you've been. Very, very quiet as well. I didn't turn it on. I pressed turn on. What's it doing? Why is it not spraying? Okay, now it is. Oh, because I'd already done that bit. Right, I see. I'm an idiot. Like, it's very hard to tell. Like I said, it's hard to tell where I've sprayed and where I haven't. Such a small field for such a big sprayer. The bigger the better, they say, says Charlie. You know what? They do say that. Oh, I've got active spraying on as well. I forgot about that. That's because of precision farming. So you'll notice it's not... It wasn't spraying the left because I'd already covered that bit. Precision farming's very good for that. Like, it will make sure that it only sprays where you haven't already. Like, even if there's just a tiny bit that hasn't been sprayed, it'll turn on one single jet to cover that spot. Very handy, saves you a lot of money on fertilizer in the long run. I'm just going to go straight up. You can see again there, those ones on the left aren't on right now because I've already done that bit. Just arrived at work, came to say hello quickly. How you doing, Charlie? Hi. Weather's horrible. Oh, I know. I feel you. It's that time of year now, though, isn't it? We're in for a lot of bad weather. And by that time of year, I mean any time of year, because we live in the UK. But no, you know how it gets. You know how it gets in winter. People love to joke about the weather being terrible, like, all year round in the UK, but it's really not. We do have great weather in the summer, you know? And then it gets to winter, and you're like, yep. When people think of British weather, this is what they picture. They picture the winter weather. Just the constant rain. The cold. Hi, Kens. How you doing? Have a good stream. Thank you, Charlie. Okay, I think it's safe to say we probably will get all 4 fields done by 7 o'clock. Maybe a tiny bit over, I don't know. But right now, we are making very good time. I'm just going to fold it up so that we don't hit the barn there. There we go. And then we can just unfold it again. There we go. This is sweet corn in here. No, this is sorghum, sorry, in here. Do you have to have Discord to join any co-op games you do, says Pappy Chuckle? You don't have to have Discord, but it's recommended. It's the best place to talk to me and to know what's going on. When like, if you join a convoy on Euro Truck, for example, it's good to be able to have that line of communication there. So yeah, I definitely recommend joining the Discord server. It's not absolutely vital. But it's just, you know, it helps if you are in the Discord. Ewan says, serious question, not trying to be rude, what do you do as a job and work? Look, Ewan, thank you for the question. I know it's not actually a serious question because I recognise your username and you ask me this question almost every single stream. You've joined like the past 5 or 6 live streams and just asked me the same thing, and every time I tell you the exact same answer, which is right now I am between jobs. Yes, shoot me, I'm unemployed as of this particular moment. My most recent job was a graphic designer in a print shop. I'm looking for something game design related. That's it. That's the answer to the question. Please stop asking it. Discord AI moderator falsely banned my account a couple of months ago, and I still haven't got a human to fix it. I'm very sorry to hear that, Pappy Chuckle. It's a very annoying trend of everyone using AI for their content moderation recently. I mean, I was literally just made a video talking about TikTok doing the same thing. It really is very worrying that almost every social media platform at the moment, there's no human involvement at all in the administration side of things, in the moderation side of things. It's all done by AI, which is famously incredibly stupid. Like, I really don't get why people still glaze AI when it's shown itself to be so fucking dumb so many times. It's not intelligent. Artificial intelligence is a misnomer. It is artificial stupidity. It really is fucking dumb. And if you need any proof of that, just look at any kind of content moderation. Look at TikTok's content moderation system. Look at Discord's content moderation system. They all use AI, and they're all fucking terrible. Having said that, Pappy Chuckle, if you can't access your Discord because of that, that's absolutely fine. You can still join the convoy. It'll just be a little bit harder to communicate. But yeah, you can still join the convoy if you want to. Don't worry. You don't have to be on the Discord server to join. And yes, I really do hate AI, and yes, I am aware of the irony that the initials of my username on TikTok are AI. But listen, I was called Ashbridge Industries before this whole AI thing got as big as it did, okay? I'm not changing my name now. Won't be able to have a Discord account until October 2027 now, says Pappy Chuckle. Damn, that is rough. That is really rough. Do you not have, like, a second email address that you could make another account with? I'm jealous of your hair, girl. Thank you, Political Spider Trends. That's very kind of you. I am very proud of my hair. I've spoken about it before in a couple of videos, but you know, I'm not on HRT. I haven't like done any sort of medical transition. My hair is like one of the only permanent changes that I've really, like one of the permanent physical changes that I've made since I've come out. Because again, I haven't had any surgery. I'm not on hormones. But I have spent 5 years of my life growing my hair to this length, and I'm very, very proud of it. And it's such a gender-affirming thing. I feel like a lot of trans people, particularly trans women, when they first come out, underestimate just how much growing your hair out can really feel very good and very gender-affirming. Grow your hair out, girls. Do it. If you want to. You don't have to. You know, not all women have long hair, and there's definitely some great, there's some absolutely beautiful bald women out there. I feel like I'm digging a hole right now. If you want to grow your hair, grow your hair. If you want to keep your hair short, keep it short. It will be beautiful either way. But I do recommend, you know, it's a good way to. It's very gender affirming. Grow your hair out. I had a spare account before my main one was banned, and it got banned for ban evasion. If you keep making accounts, you'll get IP banned. Oh, that's a good point, Pappy Chuckle. Best not to poke the bear then, I guess. Give me the hair genes, please, says Political Spider Trans. You know what? I do actually have quite good hair genes, I will admit. My dad used to have hair, not quite as long as this, but my dad used to have quite long hair as well. He doesn't now. He's got very short hair now. Because he shaves it, not because he's balding. There's no history of baldness in our family. My granddad had a full head of hair until the day that he died. I think hair, you know, we do have good hair in the Ashbridge family. I think it's safe to say. So I have won the genetic lottery in that respect. I you know, I won't deny it. we do have good hair genes, us Ashbridges. I must have made around 13 appeals, and it's always the same bot response. Never once had a human reply. Yep, I feel that, Pappy Chuckle. I really do. I completely understand. Like I say, I've had the same stuff on TikTok. If you ever get like a report against you on TikTok, there is absolutely no reason to even attempt to appeal it, because I can 100% guarantee the appeal will not be successful. Because the appeal isn't going to go to an actual human person. The appeal is just going to go to the exact same algorithm that it got reported to in the first place. So don't even bother. If someone reports you on TikTok, all you can do is just accept it. You can't try to appeal it because it will not work, ever. The reporting system's broken, the appeal system's broken, not just on TikTok, but on Discord. Any social media app that uses AI to moderate its content, it does not work. Fundamentally, it will not work properly. Because once again, AI is fucking stupid. Please, how have we not learned our lesson yet? AI is not good. It's not intelligent at all. Draydog says, I avoid commenting on stuff as much as I can because of stuff like that. Honestly, Draydog, I kind of feel the same way recently. Like, anytime I see a video that I like on TikTok, I'm almost too nervous to even leave any kind of comment because the algorithm might misconstrue it as, I don't know, fucking fascism or something and delete it. In case, just for context, if anyone's wondering why I'm ranting so much about AI recently, it's because I have recently received a strike on my TikTok account for a transphobic remark that I made, which was very clearly a sarcastic comment, and also I am transgender. But yeah, I recently... Someone made a transphobic comment, and I replied to it with a sarcastic remark, and I received a strike against my TikTok account for that, which I appealed, and the appeal was turned down. So yes, I do have a very big gripe with TikTok at the moment, especially with their abysmal content moderation. And yes, I will keep talking about it. On Discord, you can still edit a message that someone's replied to and then report them. Yeah. Editing messages, it's a good idea, but also the full message history should be available. Like on Facebook, for example. Facebook is not the best example of content moderation because theirs is pretty bad as well. But on Facebook, if you edit a comment, people can see every single version of the comment, like before it was edited. The same should apply to Discord. You should be able to see the full comment history, which, as far as I'm aware, you can't at the minute. I think if I could be wrong on that, but as far as I'm aware, if someone edits a message on Discord, you can't see the original pre-edited version of the message. But yeah, you should be able to. Absolutely. For that reason, among others, you know. Okay, 2 fields to go, by the way. And they are the big ones, but even so, this sprayer should make light work of them. Don't know if we'll have enough fertilizer. We might have to come and refill again. But it shouldn't take too long. Should I start at this end? I should probably start at the top end, because I think it's square. It's more square at the top end. Yeah. Loving the outfit. Thank you, Logs. Thanks very much. I'm running out of different jumpers to wear. I've worn this one quite a few times in the last couple of weeks. But it's that time of year, you know. I don't want to wear a dress. It's too cold. It is jumper weather now. Not long ago, Marvel Rivals put an update of a new character in their Discord, and if you looked at it, you got banned for child safety. That's insane. That really is insane. Okay, so this is the oats, I believe, which we did plant on stream in the last week. And yeah, I mean, this is going to be light work for this fertilizer spreader. It's a very big machine, you know. Although not the biggest, we can get bigger. Don't think we really need to, but we could go even bigger. Have a quick drink. Lovely. Anyway, less than 3 weeks to go till Christmas. How's everyone getting on with their Christmas shopping? Are you ready? Are you prepared for the big day? I've done most of mine. Still got a couple of bits and pieces to pick up. We haven't done the food shop yet. We normally do that last minute. But it's going to be on Christmas Day this year. It's going to be me and my brother, and then my mum's going to be here for dinner. So we don't need too much food. But then I think the rest of the family are coming round on Boxing Day. I'll get to see my other brother and sister. Maybe my dad. We'll see. And to be quite honest, I'm looking forward to taking a bit of a break from streaming. I love it. I love what I do here. I love streaming. It really is such a joy. But it's nice to take a bit of time off every now and then. It's nice to, have a couple of weeks to myself. So I will be taking some time off at the end of the year. And then I'll probably be taking some time off in January as well, actually, because my sister's coming up again in the new year. So there's going to be... I'll probably take 2 weeks at Christmas, and then another week sometime in January, like mid-January. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I do have big plans for next year. Like I say, I really want to refocus my efforts on YouTube and Twitch and really start to build my audience over there. And again, do please check me out on those platforms. I'll still be posting on TikTok in the new year, but I'll be trying to shift my focus to YouTube and Twitch. And I've got lots of ideas. I've got lots of video ideas for next year. Lots of games that I want to stream next year. I want to, go bigger and better. As much as I've enjoyed my time on TikTok, it does feel like it's starting to stagnate a little bit. The streams don't really get the views that they used to. The audience isn't as big as it used to be. We'll definitely miss you on here, says Logs. Don't worry, Logs. I won't be going anywhere. I'll still be live on TikTok, and I'll still be posting on TikTok. But like I say, I really want to try and push for a bigger following on TikTok, on YouTube and Twitch. I want YouTube to become my main platform for videos, and I want Twitch to become my main platform for live streaming. So even though I will still be on TikTok, I'll be, putting more attention towards those other platforms. Hey, Big Chungus, how are you doing today? I know how to get plenty of people to view streams, says Logs. I mean, it's not really viewership that's too much of a problem. I know it's a slow one today, but it's not really the viewership that I have as much of a problem with. It's the followers. It's been like I've been at about 7.5K now for about a month, and when I first started on TikTok, you know, those first couple of months, I just grew and grew and grew. And I feel like over the last few months, it's just kind of flatlined. Like, people are still watching my videos, but hardly anyone's following anymore. It's just kind of stuck at around 7.5K for so long now. And obviously, that's not the only reason that I'm kind of getting tired of TikTok. It's mostly because of the platform itself and the terrible attitude that it has to content moderation. Twitch is another one for having great moderation, says Pappy Chuckle. Is that sarcastic? Because from what I've heard, Twitch is pretty good for moderation compared to TikTok, at least. You have to invest your money into it now, says Logs. Yeah, TikTok is just a money-making platform at this point. TikTok is all about making money. They really want you to try and get as many gifts as you can, to try and, you know, they want you to get signed up with the TikTok shop so that you can make money for yourself, them, and they, you know, Same with subs. They want you to try and get as many subs as you can. They want you to try and get as many gifts as you can. And they frame it as, you know, we want you to be successful. We want you to make to make money on TikTok. But really, they just want to make money from you. They want to get as much of it as you can. And they take a pretty big cut. Sarcasm partly can be hard to get hold of a person on Twitch. Lots of people move into Kick because of extra revenue. Yeah, I've heard good things about Kick as well. I think just generally speaking, it's quite difficult to... I don't want to say it's quite difficult to be a content creator, because that makes it sound like, you know, oh, it's such a hard job, it's really difficult. But I will say it's difficult as a content creator to find a platform that doesn't just want to exploit you and get as much money out of you as they can. And I feel like TikTok really, really does that. Like I say, I'm here on TikTok, you know, because I enjoy streaming, I enjoy making videos. TikTok just wants me here to make money for them. And it's as simple as that. And I know all platforms do to an extent. You know, if you stream on Twitch, you are making money for Twitch as well as yourself. Same on YouTube. If you make money on YouTube, part of it is, you know, for YouTube. But TikTok in particular, I feel really, really pushes and really takes quite a big cut. I like I say, I really just feel like TikTok just wants you to stream so that you can make as much money for them as you possibly can. And that's why they push you to solicit gifts, that's why they push you to try and encourage people to subscribe, that's why they try and get as many people to sign up for TikTok Shop as possible. Seriously, every single day I get a message from TikTok like, you're eligible to become a seller on TikTok Shop. Like, I know I am, but I don't want to. I don't want to sell anything on TikTok Shop, thank you. And it's just incredibly obvious that, you know, they want to extract as much wealth as they can from my live streams. Has that been sprayed? Oh, we'll never actually know because we still haven't taken any soil samples from precision farming. I think we've done the whole thing. Depending on your viewers on Twitch, they'll force ads on if you've turned them off. Yeah, YouTube does the same. Pappy Chuckle. I'm familiar with that. Like, even if you specifically set your content to not have ads, they will still occasionally put ads in there. Again, I think every platform has its problems. I just think TikTok has more problems than YouTube and Twitch. But they've all got they do all have problems. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that Twitch is perfect or pretend that YouTube's perfect because neither of them are. But compared to TikTok, they are, you know, absolute saints. My shorts are doing better on YouTube than TikTok, says Logs. My YouTube shorts haven't really had much success. When it comes to shorter videos, I do find that they do better on TikTok. Anyway, we're on to the last field now. Sorry if we're boring everyone with our constant talk about which platform's the best to stream on. I know some of you are just here to watch the farming, so if anyone wants to talk about farming sim, please feel free. And this is the sweet corn, by the way, that we've got in here. Hello, Melissa on Twitch. How are you doing? What's up? I'm good, thank you. How are you doing? I'm very close to affiliate on Twitch, by the way. Sorry to keep harping on about it. I'm very close to Twitch affiliate. I've got enough followers and I've streamed enough minutes to get affiliate, but I'm still struggling to get enough concurrent viewers. I think you need like 3 concurrent viewers over 4 consecutive streams or something like that. So if anyone does want to watch the stream over on Twitch, it really would help me out. It would be nice if I could get affiliate over there. I get 200 or 300 views on TikTok videos, but get over 1,000 people in live stream. Fair enough. With me, the videos are very hit or miss. Sometimes my videos do really well, and sometimes they don't. I think a big part of it is just whether it happens to be picked up by the algorithm and pushed to the For You page. Like, sometimes there's been some videos that I've posted, and even though I've posted them at like the busiest time of day, they just absolutely pan. And then there's other times that I've posted videos and they just take off immediately. I think even with all that knowledge of, you know, the best time to stream, the best time to post, there is still a bit of, well, there's still quite a lot of luck involved, you know. Sometimes, like I say, even if all the conditions are perfect, sometimes a video or live stream just won't take off. And it's quite annoying, but it happens. What's your favourite game of all time, says Melissa on Twitch. My favourite game ever is Oddworld Abe's Odyssey. Abe's Exodus, sorry. Oddworld Abe's Exodus for the PS1. One of the first video games I ever played. Very, very nostalgic, very special place in my heart. And it's just a good game. You know, it does hold up, 20, 30 years later. I think there's a lot of games from that era that really don't hold up. Not just graphics, but the gameplay itself. There's a lot of games from that era that you play them as an adult and they just don't really feel the same. They're not as fun. They're a lot easier than you remember. Abe's Exodus really holds up. The Oddworld series in general just really holds up. It has stood the test of time, in my opinion, and I still enjoy even the original PS1 games. I still enjoy to this day. Big Oddworld fan. And of course, we have been playing Oddworld Soulstorm on Sundays here on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch recently, which is the latest game from the same developers, and I really do love that game as well. It was good chatting with you. I've got to chip, probably dip. See you next time. See you later, Logs. Thank you for joining. Oh, have we already done the bottom headland here? No. But yeah, I enjoy all sorts of games. I'm a big fan of simulator games, as you can probably tell. Farming sim, Euro Truck Sim, Train Simulator. But I'm also a big fan of... I like... what's the word? Logistics games. Things like Factorio, resource management games, stuff like City Skylines and that kind of thing. Oh, it's a golf thing. Right. So you did mean chip. It wasn't a typo. Okay, thanks for confirming. Oh, we're in the wrong place. Hang on. And of course, big Minecraft fan as well. And I play that on Mondays. Very much looking forward to Minecraft Monday next week, by the way. I've been very busy on my test worlds, doing some designs which I'd like to implement next week. We got a couple of new trains that I'd like to get built and some improvements to the base. So I'm genuinely really looking forward to Minecraft next week. And then obviously we'll also be doing Euro Truck and Farming Sim again next week. I don't know when we're going to be playing Soma next, because obviously I missed Soma this week. We will see what happens. If I've got time next week, I might play it. Sorry. I might play it next week to make up for it. But I can't make any promises. I would like to finish it by the end of the year, though. And I think we're on track to. I think we're about halfway through the game, maybe 2/3, so it might only take one more stream to finish it. But certainly I want to get that done by the end of the year. It's also almost 5 to 7, by the way, so I think, as I was saying earlier, we'll finish this field and then we will call it a day. We'll probably end up finishing about 10 past, maybe. I can't believe how bad TikTok is after watching your video. Yeah, honestly, pretty terrible. And the thing is, I don't think they've always been this bad. I really don't. I think there was a time when TikTok was actually pretty good with content moderation. I just think the last couple of years, coincidentally around the same time that they started using AI in their content moderation process, it just happened to completely fall apart, and now it's really bad. Like, moderation on TikTok is so terrible right now. It really has been ruined over the last year or so. And like I say, the problem is, the fundamental problem is that there are no people involved. That's the thing. Like, I'm not an AI defender. I've got big problems with AI, and I will, I'm very outspoken about the problems that I have with AI. But I will say this: using AI for content moderation could work if there were also people involved. If there was an actual human person to monitor it and to check in every now and then and make sure that the AI is working properly, then it could work. I'd still have a problem with it, because I have a problem with generative AI in general, but if there was a human involved in it, it could work. The problem is, there is no human involved. It's just AI. It's literally just a machine that does all the decision making. There's no human involvement at all. So when a comment gets reported, for example, the AI decides whether that report is valid or not, and no human ever sees it. There's not even like one guy at TikTok who just occasionally, says, I'd better check on the algorithm and make sure that it's working properly. There's not even that. There's no human involvement in it at all. What the AI decides goes, and that's the end of it. And it's so easy to abuse and exploit that system, and that's why so many awful comments get left up, and so many innocent comments get taken down, because the AI genuinely has no idea which comments are good and which are bad, It's terrible. It's just terrible at recognizing these things. There's only so much that AI can do before someone has to see it through. Exactly. Like I was saying in that video, if someone comes onto my video and says all Transformers should kill themselves, the AI isn't going to do anything about that, because the AI doesn't understand that they've used the word Transformer instead of the word transgender. If someone comments on my video, all Transformers should kill themselves, I know that they mean all transgenders should kill themselves. You know that they mean all transgenders should kill themselves. But the algorithm doesn't know that. The algorithm doesn't understand that. And so a comment like that will not get removed, even though it obviously should be. It's just so stupid. Again, these are things that humans would be able to recognize, but an algorithm cannot recognize them. An algorithm can't recognize sarcasm. An algorithm can't recognize when words are being substituted for other words. It just can't it can't identify stuff like that properly, which is why so many valid reports get ignored and so many invalid reports end up resulting in an account strike or a warning or whatever, Thanks for following on Twitch, by the way, Melissa, there. Anyway, yeah, like I say, I've made my peace. I've made my statement. I think, again, AI. I've never liked AI. I'm not a big fan of AI in general. It could work for content moderation if there was some human involvement. The problem is when you have just the AI and no human involvement at all. That's when it becomes a really serious problem, and that's what we're seeing on TikTok right now. That's what we're starting to see on other platforms right now. And it's something that, unfortunately, we are going to see a lot more of, because so many big companies out there are adopting AI for moderation purposes. It's going to continue to be a problem. Last little bit, by the way. Very nearly done. Hey, don't worry, God also created you, and however you are, you're good. Thank you, Melissa. Thanks. It's kind of you. I'm not a religious person myself, I've been quite open about this before. I would consider myself an atheist, but I'm, you know, that doesn't mean that I disrespect people of faith. You know, everyone's entitled to their beliefs, and I don't see any reason that religion should interfere with queer identities. You know, it shouldn't. And I, you know, I know plenty of people who are Christian and who are also part of the LGBTQ plus community. You know, I know people who are transgender who are also devout Christians. I don't think that. I don't think that Christianity, or I don't think religion and queerness should be at loggerheads. There's no reason for that they can't coexist. You know. Unfortunately, not everyone agrees. You know, there are plenty of religious people who, unfortunately, do use their religion as an excuse to give hate towards queer people. And at the same time, I won't pretend that there aren't certain queer people out there who are very, very negative towards religion. You know, which is also unnecessary. Like I say, I don't see any reason why they can't coexist. You know. I don't see any reason why queer identities and religion should be at loggerheads with each other. So much respect out there to all the religious people who don't use their religion as an excuse to be horrible people. Because most of them don't. It's just a few people, you know. Most religious people, in my personal experience, I know quite a few religious people who are very open and accepting towards me as a trans person. Hello, Big J Bear. How are you doing today? Welcome. You have joined right at the end. I'm sorry to say we are going to be finishing up in just a few minutes, but thank you for joining today. It's not been a bad stream, a shorter one, but we have gotten plenty of stuff done. We've sprayed 4 fields, we've sold some wool, we've fed our sheep. I'd say it was a pretty successful stream. Is there a car gonna try and overtake me? Yep. Well, I'm gonna cut it off. Because I'm a horrible person. Okay, we're done with the sprayer. We've only got 500 litres of fertiliser left as well, so we actually had just about the right amount for the fields that we currently own. That's okay, hope you've had a good day. I have had a very good day, Big J Bear, thank you very much. Like I say, the reason that I started late today is actually because I was watching the Yogscast Jingle Jam stream. I've been having a lot of fun with that this week. Once again, if you're not familiar with the Jingle Jam, please do consider checking it out. It's a 2-week-long charity live stream event, mainly hosted by the Yogscast, but there's dozens of other creators who participate as well. They've got 8 really good charities. They've already raised $1.5 million in the first 5 days, which is absolutely incredible. And they have a games collection. If you go to Tiltify, tiltify.com and buy the games collection for £35, you get 15 amazing games, including Train Sim World 6. That's in there, and some other great stuff as well. And all of that goes towards those incredible charities. There's the Trevor Project. There's Become. There's Calm. There's I'm trying to remember off the top of my head now. There's Autistica. There's the Wallace and Gromit, the Grand Appeal. There's some very good stuff. Very, very worthwhile causes, which are well worth checking out. Who knows? Maybe next year I might even participate. You know, raise some money myself. That would be a great thing to do. Okay, and there we go. That is it. Let's save the game. let's quit the game. Okay, 1 second. Okay, switch into big camera. There we go. I forgot to line up the music. Just give me a minute. There we go. Ooh, it's Jingle Bells instrumental. Okay, I'm going to turn it down a little bit. It's quite loud. There we go. I don't know how loud that comes across on stream, by the way. It might be deafening. But I'm sure you'll let me know if it is too loud. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Good stream. Not really much to say about it, to be honest. It's been a shorter stream than usual, but I've enjoyed it all the same. We got quite a lot done. Like I say, we sold the wool, we fed the sheep, we went and sprayed our fields. All in all, not been a bad time. Sorry that we started late today, and sorry that it's only been 2 hours, but I've had a lot of fun. Thank you to all the new followers today. We've had a couple of new followers on Twitch and a few new followers on TikTok as well, so very, very much appreciated all of you. Before I finish, I just want to remind you all once again, if you are watching on TikTok, please, please, please do consider checking out my YouTube and Twitch as well. I really am starting to become quite disillusioned with TikTok at the minute, and in the new year, I want to start focusing more on YouTube and Twitch. So please do consider joining me over on YouTube and Twitch. It would really help me out if you checked me out on those platforms. I also want to say, you know, if you have enjoyed but you haven't already, please do follow and or subscribe. If you want to keep up to date with when I post, with when I go live, and just generally chat to me outside the live streams, then please do consider checking out the Discord server. And last but not least, shout out to the Patreons. Thank you very, very much to Kate, Jess, Danny, Riley, P, Charlie, Dan, Amy, Marika, Aaron, Hannah, and Alfie. 12 names on the board today. Thank you all so much. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you all supporting me over on Patreon. If you want to get your name on this board, check out the link in my bio. It costs £1 a month. You get your name on the board, you get a shout out on stream, as well as access to behind the scenes content, and you'll be supporting me in what I do on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. So thank you once again to Kate, Jess, Dan, Riley, P, Charlie, Dan, Amy, Marika, Aaron, Hannah, and Alfie. Thank you all so very, very much. And with that, we have reached the end of the stream. So thank you, everyone. Hope you've enjoyed. Hope you've enjoyed this Jingle Bells jazz. That is where we're going to leave it for today. So I will see you on Sunday for... well, I might see you on Sunday for more Oddworld Soulstorm. I will definitely see you on Monday for more Minecraft. So I'll see you later, everyone. Thank you very much for joining. Love you all lots. It's been a lot of fun. See you next time. Bye-bye. And bye-bye, YouTube and Twitch as well. Thank you very much. Wonderful time today. You know, great stream. Short, but a lot of fun. I'll see you all either on Sunday for Oddworld or on Monday for Minecraft. Bye-bye.